So welcome to the two people in the chat. I am going to start right at the 3 minute mark. Okay. So this is the witching hour release. Right now we are listening to 852 hertz awakened intuition. This removes fear and self-doubt. This is meditative mind, of course. Okay, so I was going to start right at the 3 minute mark, and my meditation went a little bit past the 3 minute mark. So when I opened my eyes, it was 3:13, and all is as it should be. So welcome to the one person, to the two people who have joined me back in the chat. So yes, we are. First of all, I wanted to reiterate from earlier because I rewatched I watched my live from earlier where I was talking about the archangels, and I actually talked about Archangel Raphael, and I don't know why I said that he works with the throat chakra, because Raphael actually works he works on the heart chakra. He is a heal. We all know that he heals, so he works with the green and pink energy. So I just wanted to correct that, okay? Because I work with him, but I also work with Gabriel, who works with the throat chakra, which is the blue energy, okay? So, good morning, my fifth goddess evolution 2020. So, I wanted to continue basically on what I was talking about as far as, because as we go into the higher realms, we are going to start seeing the God particles even more in the air again, as the little sparkles, the little tings, as I call them, as holograms, as you know, it'll be sacred geometry, it'll be geometric shapes, just different things. Um, and so basically, as we move into these realms, we have to really like Ralph, okay, and I'm using Ralph from Infinite Waters because he talks about breathing in that good ass prana, okay, and the prana is about the prana is, we basically have to get used to that in the higher realms, is getting used to breathing in that prana, okay, and it moves into you. The more when you're consciously breathing it, you basically are moving yourself into your heart center and into a heart centered consciousness, okay, and the awareness that you are the dreamer as well as the dream, okay. And one of the lessons, I believe it was dissecting the devil, and we were talking, I was basically, it was one of the teachings that I had added into one of my lessons, one of the teachings from Bobby Hemmett. And he was talking about how this reality, this 3D reality, is a dream that the gods are having, okay, the sleeping gods are having. And so when I say that, basically that we realize that we're the dreamer and the dream, then it's basically because we've moved into God consciousness. Okay. And so moving into that God consciousness is basically realizing it's by like being awake in a lucid dream, realizing that this 3D reality is an illusion. It's an illusory sort of dream world. Okay. And that there's something bigger that exists. Okay. So that there is a larger non-physical part of you. Okay. It's larger, it's non-physical, but the the main point is that it's larger, it's greater than you, it's greater than the part that has chosen to incarnate as the small you. I've always referred to my higher self as the big me, because that's what I know that it is. You know what I'm saying? And for me, the little me, the part of me that's in the dream. You know what I'm saying? But I also have always been aware of the fact that I am the dreamer. Okay. And so when you're aware of that, it's like being in a lucid dream, in this reality. Okay. It's being divergent, it's being in it and knowing it's not real, it's being in this world but not of it. Okay. And so basically that is what starts to happen, as you make yourself consciously, mindfully breathing in the prana. You know what I'm saying? Because the breathing in the prana consciously, because we're breathing it in anyway, but if you're not conscious of doing so, and you're not mindfully, like, intentionally doing it, of course it's not something that you have to keep your mind on at all times, but it is something that you want to be mindful of. As you're doing that, it moves you into your heart center, where you're aware again of being the sleeping God that's having the dream. So again, you have the perspective of being the dream, and also the one who is dreaming the dream. Okay. And so basically our consciousness has been focused in 3D, for forever. Some of us are stuck in 3D. Like, we think that this is the end all be all, and it's the ultimate reality. Okay. But there is a larger non-physical part that's still, in the higher dimensions. Okay. And we need to cultivate a relationship, a closer relationship with that higher self. Okay. When you move into that higher self and you have that perspective, then you basically are in your Godhead, and you are basically in your God consciousness. Okay. And so, the more you pay attention, to the voice of your spirit, to, the things that are coming to you from your higher self, the more you cultivate that relationship, the clearer that the messages will be that you get, the louder the voice will be, the closer the relationship would be with spirit. And this is how, a lot of us work side by side or hand in hand with spirit. Okay. When we read cards as mediums, as, healers, as whatever that we're doing, we are receiving assistance. Okay. From our higher selves and other higher dimensional beings. Okay. Angelic beings. Okay. And so basically, as we move into these higher realms, we have to basically get used to basically being conscious of breathing in that prana and understanding what the prana is for and how to use it. Okay. So as we breathe it in, again, you have to keep it circulating and to keep the balance going by breathing it back out as a creation, as, again, speaking it into creation as a song, as a poem, as healing words, as, whatever you're going to do. Breathe life into it, consciously understanding that you're breathing in literal magical light particles, God particles, and they do have the ability to become the physical substance of whatever it is that you are speaking life into. This is the magic, of being one of the anointed ones. Okay. Understanding that the entire reality, this matrix reality, was spoken into being, okay, by the Most High. Okay. So understand that. And so when you basically move into your own Godhead, then you are also able to do that. Okay. And again, first you're going to basically hear, because a lot of you hear the voice of spirit anyway, in whatever way that it speaks to you. A lot of times it's not like an audible voice, not necessarily for everyone. Sometimes it's an innate knowing that's in your mind. It's a vision that you're given, of something. People are artists. They make these beautiful paintings. They have a beautiful perspective on the world. You know what I'm saying? I was always like mystified by Van Gogh's paintings, because from his paintings, I could tell that, like, like he could actually see the energy in the air. And this is what his paintings, like his paintings, you could, he literally painted the energy. And his paintings are, as actually, I mean, they are so multidimensional to me, and they're amazing because the way that he saw the world. Okay, because I mean, when people are looking through, you know, those eyes that are anointed, you have a very unique perspective. Okay, and this is why each one of you has to do your job, because no one can do your job the way that you were tailor made to do it. So each of you is like a unique puzzle piece that has a specific space where you fit, and no one else can fill those shoes. Okay, like I was talking about with Michael Jackson. Okay, and so we all have a specific quality that fits us right into that place on the puzzle. Okay, and no one else can do it but you, because of the way that you were raised, the way that you are hardwired, okay, by nature. So basically, moving forward, you know, and going into the higher realms, we're going to be more mindful of being the dreamer. We're going to be, you know, paying closer attention to the voices of our spirit. And the more that it, you know, more we do that, the more clear it's going to become. Okay, you're also going to become more, increasingly more sensitive to the energies in the higher realms, you know, the people, the places, and the things that are there that resonate on these higher frequencies. Okay, and we'll learn to distinguish the soul songs of our soul family. Okay, because we all have a family of light that we are going to be attracted to. You know, what is that song? Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So are you saying, is this life a dream, or could the visions come in a dream? Yes to both questions, my 45th goddess, because if you're clairvoyant, and most definitely, because again, the think about it, the this world is the dream, okay, that the gods are having. So when you go to sleep, you are actually visiting the real world, okay, and the real realm where you're actually a creator. You are a god or goddess, and you actually are creating and speaking things into being. So as you're when you're creating the things that you create in your dream world, that world is actually the reality, and this world is but a dream. Okay, so yes to both questions, if you know, if or both aspects of that question. Yes, this life is a dream, it's an illusion, and yes, you get messages and you get visions, and you know, your gifts through dreams, especially if you're clairvoyant. Okay, and if you get messages and prophetic dreams and messages through dreams, if you did not know that you're clairvoyant, yes, you are clairvoyant. Okay, so you know, clairvoyant just means clear seeing, and that basically that you are getting, you know, messages. That it's basically clear seeing is psychic seeing. Okay, and so yes, you definitely get messages through dreams, and most people get it that way because, you know, when you're awake, your ego is in the forefront, and you, even though you're getting messages and the messages are all around you, you're distracted by other things. We have our phone in our hands, we're watching TV, we're just distracted by whatever, you know, things, so many things in this world to distract us with lower vibratory energies or lower vibratory activities, or activities that keep us stagnant, you know, that we don't see or hear the signs. Okay, which is why meditation is necessary in this world, because it's so busy that we have to quiet the mind of all the distractions that are there. So when we are sleeping, the ego is caught off guard, and it's so much easier for your spirit to get through to you. So yes, and especially the dreams that you remember, you seem to remember every detail of, or they have affected you in a very deep emotional way. Those are definitely messages. Okay, so pay attention to those. And as we move into the higher realms, and embrace this God consciousness, we are going to be paying more attention to those things, because we're not going to be able to ignore them. We are going to becoming more and more increasingly sensitive to these energies. Okay, and so again, we as we become more increasingly sensitive, we're going to learn to be, you know, to recognize the soul songs of our soul family of light, our soul group. Okay, and Also the soul songs of the ascended masters and archangels. Okay, and basically that is their harmonic resonance, it's their frequency, it's their colors. Okay, and so we all have them, and so it's a beautiful experience. The path is a beautiful one, but it is not without pain or struggle, but it definitely balances itself out. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that the Most High, the Creator, is just in that those scales must be balanced. Me being a Libra rising, I'm very it disturbs me to my core when the scales are not balanced, and my spirits are never satisfied until those scales, I do balance those scales. Okay, and so you're very welcome, my 45th goddess. And so but yeah, everything in the universe balances itself out. It's natural, has a natural balance. Even your own physical body, there's the pH balance of your own physical body, and even breaking it down, every different part of your body has its own different pH. There's a different pH in your mouth than you have in your under your arms. There's a different pH, between your legs and your vaginal area or whatever, than there is, in other parts of your body. So the balance must be there, in everything. And that's basically one of the things that you can always guarantee. This is why anyone who has ever done anyone wrong, you don't even need to worry about it. If you are, especially if you know that you are anointed, okay, that those scales would be balanced by the universe. Okay, because this is what I understood when Michael initiated me as a child of the universe out in the woods. Okay, he didn't tell me that this was a ceremony until the end of it, and when I realized that all the angels in the sky were the stars were angels. Okay, they were alive, they were proud of me, they had been watching the entire thing, and I was not informed that it was a ceremony until the end of it. Okay, but um basically, it's you I lost my train of thought about what I was basically making the point of when we were out there. When he initiated me, he let me, I felt it, like I felt that the stars were proud of me. I felt that the trees, the grass, the wind, the water, everything was aware of me. I mean, fish were literally popping out of the lake, okay, at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? This was like an enchanted, magical experience that I was having. And it was all like we were all connected, okay? And so basically when I was initiated, I felt that I was protected by everything. You know what I'm saying? And so when it's that connection, it's like everything is just. So even if someone thinks they're doing you wrong, there's nowhere to run once they've touched a hair on the head of God's anointed. Okay, so once someone has wronged you or done you wrong, all you got to do is sit back. All you got to do is cry out to the universe about what has happened to you, like the wolves when they howl at the moon, and they're letting, you know what I'm saying, they're letting the great father, the great mother know what has happened about this injustice. And when you howl at the moon and howl out in your pain, okay, the universe is going to handle that for you. Okay, they will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies, and you will watch as your enemies burn, okay, and go insane. This is just, the universe balancing the scales, okay, and that is what the Libra is in the zodiac. That is what the temperance card is in the tarot. Okay, that is the universe, the universal balance that is going to happen regardless of what people have convinced themselves of. This is karma coming back around full circle to the exact degree that you gave it out. Okay, especially when it is concerning the anointed ones, okay, the illuminated ones. That karma comes back threefold. Okay, and so basically right now the entire planet is ascending as a collective. Okay, and the evolutionary process is an ongoing one. Okay, and now that it has begun, the energies of stagnation and apathy are no longer being supported. Okay, so people who ain't moving, who ain't doing nothing, they're beginning to basically be left behind. Okay, and the old thought patterns, even some of the old memories, like the old world is passing away. Okay, so even some of the old memories are being dissolved as we ascend. Okay, and we're beginning to feel, a lot of the memories that we have, especially the traumatic ones from the past, even if it was just last year, some of those memories are beginning to feel like a vague dream or a distant memory. Okay, even if it was 6 months ago, you know what I'm saying? So because new areas of the brain are starting to be activated. We're moving out of the limbic regions where a lot of us have been while we were walking through the valley of the shadow of death, through our dark nights of the soul. Now a lot of us are almost completely healed. Okay, and we're moving into new areas of the brain, and basically having new experiences. Okay, new areas of the brain are being activated, and now we have to learn to think in a whole new way. Okay, a lot of us, you remember when I talked about Nikola Tesla, how a lot of his inventions, a lot of people don't know Nikola. He invented everything. Okay, he basically learned how to harness the power of electricity, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have light bulbs. I know that they have the names of Thomas Edison and Westinghouse and other people have slapped their names on this man's inventions, but Nikola Tesla brought light into this realm. He brought this light from the higher realms. He was way ahead of his time. Okay, and so if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have light bulbs, we wouldn't have televisions, we would not have had toasters, we wouldn't have cell phones, we wouldn't have flat screen TVs, we wouldn't have cars, motors that run everything. This man brought fifth dimensional energy into this world. And because he had such a good heart, which was also fifth dimensional, the lower vibratory people in this realm, even though he came and brought things that literally enhanced the quality of every life on this planet, most of the people on this planet don't even know who this man is, because the crooks, the lower vibratory parasites in this realm, because he had such a good heart, he wanted to give this energy away. He just wanted to help light up the planet. It was dark ages. There were no lights. People was using candles and lanterns and shit. Okay, and this man showed us how to turn the light switch on in the house. Okay, to have a television, to be able to talk to people on the phone. We wouldn't have none of the technology that we have now if it was not for this man. Okay, and he had a good heart. He wanted to give this away free. And if his plan had gone as planned, we wouldn't pay electric bills right now. We wouldn't pay for the heat. We wouldn't pay for a lot of things. It would be free. That was what he wanted to do. It was his work. But the devils would not allow him to give it away, because they saw it as a gold mine, a way of making money. And still to this day, they are making money off of the blueprints of the things that they were able to figure out. There's so many other things that they have that he created and the blueprints of, that they still have not been able to figure out, because they were higher dimensional. Okay, and what I'm saying is that what's going to happen now is, because now we're in this age of Aquarius, we have propelled ourselves forward into these higher dimensions, up the spiral. We are now going to start having those types of experiences like Nikola Tesla had. The way that he built his first motor, and a lot of his inventions, were that he would see a like 3D hologram of the finished product, and he inherently just knew how to build it, because the angels were giving him the information, the same way that we get our information for the tarot cards, the same way that we channel information. A lot of us, when that read tarot, we see the cards in our mind that are going to flip out before they even come out. A lot of us will speak about the energies before they actually show themselves in the cards, because we don't need the cards. The cards are just tools, and they basically are something that we can show the client or the people who are watching, who don't have the abilities, what we're doing, but we can channel those energies without the cards. Okay, so this is what's going to start happening as we move into the higher realms. It's quite by design that you didn't know about him, Goddess, because these other people made sure that they put their names on his inventions. This is going to happen. It's always going to happen. Okay, he literally was a light worker. He literally brought light into this world from the higher realms. Okay, if it was not for him, it would still be in the dark. We would still be in the dark ages, and they wanted it. When you have this light within you, the people who are dark, they want it so bad. They want recognition, they want power. And you don't, that's not, you're not hardwired like that. But you have the God particles, you have the light within you, but you're not hardwired to want to have power and rule over people. You're not, you don't want to, be rich and have everybody else be poor. That's how the people in this realm think. And this is why going forward we have to learn from people like Nikola Tesla and the ascended masters who came before and were slaughtered by the lower vibrational entities. We have to come in now knowing how to protect our energy. Okay, because we should learn from the experiences and not just repeat them. Okay, and so from basically from what the ascended masters had went through in the past. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to come in and we ain't going to go out like that. Okay, so basically the new areas of the brain are being activated, and a lot of people are going to start having these types of visions of things that they can bring into this world, because we are literally recreating the new world. Okay, so basically the visions that you're going to be seeing, the 3D holograms, they're going to be showing you how to build things and how to create things. Basically are messages that are being sent to you from your highest self, that is the larger non-physical part of you. Okay, this is how Nikola Tesla was getting his information. But of course, this was years ago. Okay, so he was way before his time. Okay, this is why the world was not ready for him. Okay, and so, but right now we are all ascending into these realms. Okay, of course the lower vibrating people are not, and these are the people who are running around in fear and panic. Okay, buying up toilet tissue and alcohol and sanitizer. Okay, because on demand they switch their emotions on demand. Their emotional switch has been flipped, okay, by the powers that be, okay, in this realm. Okay, but there are those of us who are in this realm but not of this realm, and we don't succumb to that. Like, we see straight through that, and we understand what it is and what's happening. Okay, and so it's our job to continue to hold the light. Okay, this is what it means to be a light worker. Okay, so as we continue to ascend, you are going to be start getting these visions. Okay, so what I learned a long time ago in A Course in Miracles, which I studied for 11 years, okay, is not to confuse awe with fear. Okay, because you will be in awe of some of the things that you're going to experience going forward, and believe me, it is easy to confuse it with fear, because I have done it. Okay, so again, you have to learn to think in a whole new way. You're going to start getting more advanced downloads, more advanced information. You'll start to see sacred geometry, again, the holograms that like Nikola Tesla saw. All of these things will begin to come to you from the higher realms. Okay, and they'll come into your mind, and you're going to need to know how to decipher them. Okay, like Tesla, it's like he would see the finished product, and also knew how to build it. Okay, from scratch, because he was also being given that information, which was light years ahead of his time. Okay, so the telepathy, as we keep going to the higher realms, is going to begin to increase, and you are going to start to get, like, you'll be in groups of people, or whoever you're around, you're going to start getting information about them. Okay, like the people who have been psychic the whole time, like, we always have gotten information, but it's going to get even it's going to be even more acute. Okay, and we're going to have to learn, a lot of the people who are new to this have to learn to keep a lot of that information to yourself, and not everything that you are being shown needs to be verbalized. Not everything that you're being shown about other people needs to be divulged to them. Okay, so just be discerning. Discernment is going to be very, very important going forward. Okay. Your intuition is also going to increase, and you're not going to be able to be deceived by anything. Okay. Like, like me, nobody can lie to me. Like, even when my lower self doesn't want to see things, the moon, or is not seeing things, or is in denial, whatever, the moon literally be telling me stuff. The moon uncovers things for me. You know what I'm saying? The moon shows things. So, you know what I'm saying? The moon reveals things. So, like, if there's anything that I've been in denial about, or that I, need clarity about, whatever, usually on a full or new moon, I will have a dream about something that is giving me showing me the truth of it. You know what I'm saying? Whether I want to see that or not. And so, but not just a dream, there's just basically, you have this inherent knowing. You're going to just know when people are lying to you. You know what I'm saying? When people are, just being deceptive in whatever way. Okay. And so, basically, you're not going to be able to be deceived going forward, because of how lit your intuition will be, because your crown is wide open to your highest self, which has a bird eye view of everything. Okay. And so, going forward, you're not going to want to attach yourselves, or you should not be attaching yourselves to any one religion, modality, or belief system, because you're going to be expanding. And as you expand, just if you try to integrate all these new beliefs, because they are amazing and brilliant and all of that, but if we every time you, because of how we are going to be moving going forward, and how the expansion is going to be continuous, as soon as you try to integrate a new belief into your way of life, it can easily be superseded by a higher truth. So you're going to be climbing to higher and higher and higher truth. So what you don't want to do is attach yourself to anything, but basically take it all in, take the meat and leave the bones. Okay. And so it reminds me of Nature Boy, who is always trying to integrate something new into his lifestyle. And then his truth that he thinks is the highest truth that can ever be told. His truth changes every other week, because every time he learns something, being a seeker of truth, his old truth from yesterday is always going to be superseded by the new truth of tomorrow. Exactly. For by 45th Goddess. I was just talking about that the other day to my mom, as like, I'm so happy that I grew up in a family of spiritually discerning and very strong women, who taught me, I've never been able to see anything but the truth, because they taught me how to see through the facade. That's just how I was raised. Like, I never fell for fast talkers. I never fell for a lot of deception, which is why I was so devastated that I was actually deceived by a narcissist. Okay. But when you realize that it's literally the devil, okay, then you know what I'm saying? And then you don't feel so as bad. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I really wasn't deceived, because at the end of the day, the truth of what he was also doing was uncovered to me by my spirits and by the moon. Okay. So I still saved myself a lot of grief by my intuition being on point. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Yes, your intuition, because that narcissist experience shocked you, catapulted you into remembering who you are. Okay. And it actually activated other parts of your brain, and that's what happens, and that was the purpose for it. Okay. It was to catapult you into your spiritual awakening and onto your path. So definitely, and again, as the more that we continue to ascend, that intuition is going to increase. Okay. So nobody will be able to deceive you about anything. Okay. But again, beware of integrating, because you're going to get a whole bunch of new beliefs and stuff that are going to be coming in. And you're going to be certain of it, because it is true in the moment. Okay. But a lot of things that we are think that we're certain of are going to be changing as we evolve. So the thing, the The key word here is detachment. So you can take in all of the new information that you want, because there's going to be a lot coming in and it's absolutely fascinating, but you don't want to attach to it and try to integrate it into a lifestyle or a quote unquote religion, which locks you into, becoming stagnant, when you're supposed to be continuously expanding, which is why all of my life I have studied every religion that I could get my hand on. Okay. And never really, felt attached to any of them. But I always felt that there's more, there's more, there's more, and that each one had truth in it. Each one had, the views and the opinions of man in it, and they all still required discernment, and they each were also a piece of a bigger puzzle. Okay. I made myself some fresh squeezed limeade, you guys. So anyway, as we tap into the higher 5D energy, it's like, it feels like a memory of the future, if you will, because I am so loving some of these energies, but they feel, like I said, they feel new, but they also feel familiar. They are new to the little you that's in this 3D realm, that identifies with your personality, with your ego personality, and they are familiar to your higher self. Okay. And so because these are places, that already exist, these are people, places, and experiences, emotional experiences and states of being that we already know in our higher selves, but our lower selves, it's a new thing. So putting that together, it feels like a memory of the future. And some of the places that I've been, it's like it feels so familiar, and so like it's just because you're in your heart, because you feel it all in your heart, like the it's the colors, it's the emotional vibration, it's the feeling, okay, of places, and you feel like I've been here before, but you also feel like this is so fresh and new. I can't explain it, but you're feeling these feelings simultaneously. Okay. And you're wondering, like, how have I been here before, because it wasn't in this lifetime. But these experiences are beautiful, and we all are going to experience them as we move into these higher realms. But again, we are all at different levels of growth and enlightenment, expansion, and so we are going to experience these at different times and in our own time. Okay. But as you move into the higher realms, you begin to remember 5D formulas for inventions, like Tesla's invention. Like I said, you've already created these things in the higher realms. Okay. And you just have to um remember them. Okay. And this is why he was able to get those visions, and he inherently knew how to build it, because his higher self was sending him the information. He remembered it. Okay. On some level, like at a soul level, his higher self had already built it. So basically he had already built it, just in this reality he didn't remember it. And so when he was getting the visions, this is why he knew what it was, because a part of him already did. Okay. And so this is what is going to start happening with you as well, because a lot of us have already been building and doing things in the higher realms and don't remember it. Okay. So you're going to start getting these holograms, these geometric shapes, sacred geometry. You're going to start seeing the little tings, the sparkling crystals in the air, and new colors that we've never seen before in this realm. These are the energies that are being sent through the sun, and sent from or through your heart center, from your higher self, okay, from your Godhead. And as we move, we're moving literally beyond time and space to realms of light. Okay. And so, and this is where the angelic realms are. This is where they come from. This is where the rainbows come from, which is why they are so beautiful and so majestic, and affect us in such an emotional way. If you are empathic, you know what I'm saying? The rainbows are literally light of rays, light frequencies from the higher realms. Okay. And there are other colors in those rainbows that you can't see. Okay. Because they don't match any patterns that you are used to here. But as you begin to awaken, okay, and remember yourself, and other parts of your brain are being activated, you are going to start to see these new colors, okay, that you didn't even know existed. Because again, we're moving beyond time and space into realms of light, okay? So the people who are still on the lower realms, they're going to need you because they are beginning to awaken. They're finding themselves lost, okay, in a foreign land. They don't know how to navigate, okay? So, light workers, you are here to provide information, solutions, encouragement, and assistance, okay? Healing to those who, who are going to wake up and find themselves lost, not knowing what to do, but willing to do the work. Okay. Those who are not willing to do the work will be left behind. But if they're willing to do the work, again, provide whatever it is that they need. And light worker, you've been groomed and being groomed all of your life and all of your lifetimes to you are fully qualified to be able to provide for the people. Okay. Again, solutions, information, assistance, encouragement, and those who step up to the mic, light worker, will be gifted with all of these new abilities, with knowledge, with superpowers beyond your imagining. Okay, so understand that if you decide and if you choose, light worker, to step up to the mic and fulfill the mission, you are going to be gifted with new spiritual gifts, okay, a lot superpowers, okay, and abilities, okay, to be able to fulfill this mission, to the greatest degree, okay. And the abilities, the gifts, the wisdom, the knowledge that is going to be imparted to you is going to be beyond anything that you can imagine. You can't even fathom the level of information. Is just like Tesla being back in the dark ages when lights didn't even exist in this realm, bringing something like a cell phone into this realm. Okay, this is the type of technology and information and wisdom that's going to be coming. I'm talking about higher dimensional music, higher dimensional art, higher dimensional psychology, higher dimensional healing. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that the light workers are going to be bringing in, okay? And as we begin to balance the energies in these higher realms and activate more areas of our brain power, it's like the movie Lucy or Limitless. Okay, you begin to realize who you are, like Neo in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So the energies, this is what we really need to understand, though, as we're moving up. The way that the energies move, again, is it's not a constant move forward, but it's more like an ebb and flow type of energy. Okay, it's a type of pattern where, the reason why there's an ebb and flow in the pattern is so that the light worker does not get overloaded with energy. Okay, just like me. Okay, just like me, when I'm sitting here and I'm channeling these messages, I'm vibrating at a much higher rate than like my little physical body can really be taken in, which is why a lot of times, and you'll notice with me and with a lot of other people who are channeling, their voices will either their voices change. Okay, their voices will probably either get louder, or a lot of them talk really fast. Some of them talk over themselves because your brain is getting information in so fast that you're trying to get it out at the rate, even though you're processing it, is coming in so fast that you start to talk fast. You're above, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to keep up with everything that's coming in. And so when the energies come in, they come in an ebb and flow type of pattern, so that the light worker is not overloaded, and it gives us time to rest, to integrate the energies, okay, and to be able to give it, to be able to impart whatever it is that we got from the higher realms onto the collective. Okay, so it's like a pulsation type of energy. It's like a pulsation and then a rest. Okay, and I remember feeling that in my chest one time. I told the story about one time when I was laying on my ex's lap, and I was feeling these energies coming in, okay, and I was feeling them more like in my chest and solar plexus area, and it felt like a motor being turned on, because at first when I was feeling it, I thought it was the neighbors. I didn't know it was within my own body. I thought that it was like somebody turning on their vacuum cleaner and turning it off. I didn't know what it was, but then I became aware of the fact that it was in my own body, like this very strong vibration being turned on and off in a rhythm. And as I became aware of it, I still was wondering, like, is this inside of me, or is this somebody else's like vibration that I'm feeling? But as I was laying on his lap, I didn't say anything. I was just aware of it. And then he said, what is that vibration that I'm feeling? So then I knew for a fact that it was coming out of my body, because he said he felt it coming out of my body, just like I felt it. Okay. And so that is basically what it feels like. It feels like, and then it stops. It feels like when say that your phone is on vibrate, and the pulsation, how it rings, and then there's a pause in between. Okay, that's exactly what it felt like when it was in my chest, and that's exactly what it feels. That's exactly the pattern that it comes in. Okay, an ebb and flow. So there's an insurgence of new information, downloads, and energies from the higher realms, and then there's a time to rest, to integrate these energies, and to use that time, those energies, to manifest something. Okay, so basically, like I said, the insurgence of the energy, the resting time, and then the time to manifest. Integration, assimilation, manifestation. Okay, I may change the name of the this this live stream to that. Okay, but basically, anyway, ascension is, so it's not a constant moving forward. It's an ebb and flow. Okay, so learn how to receive the energies, to rest, to integrate them, to assimilate them, and then use them to manifest. Okay, so right now at this time, I talked about choosing and releasing. So basically, it's time to choose your reality. This is a harvesting right now of souls that's happening on earth. Okay, and you're going to basically, it's time to choose whether we're going with Gaia up the spiral into the higher dimensions, or are we going to leave the earth right now and reincarnate at a later time, or move into another 3D reality to complete your lessons in the physical expression. There's choices that need to be made right now, and I told you guys about these choices, weeks back. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking about it. So now it's time to choose. Okay, choose and release. You're going to choose one world and you're going to release the other. Okay, so you can choose to, like I said, there's plenty of choices that you can make. Okay, like I said, you can choose to leave. A lot of people are going to be choosing to leave, okay, the earth, and a part of their, as a part of their contract. Okay, and as a part of their divine missions, and some people are ready to assume positions of authority. Okay, so again, this is the time right now to make your choice. Okay, are you ascending with us up the spiral into the higher dimensions? Are you going to choose to leave at this time? Because a lot of people are leaving. A lot of untimely deaths are happening. Okay, because these people chose that as a part of their contract. Okay, and they will incarnate at a different time. Okay, they can incarnate in the higher realms, or they can incarnate back in the 3D realm if they choose to complete their mission as a physical expression. Okay, so it's a choice. But a lot of people are right now, with a lot of the light workers that are still on the planet, we are preparing to assume positions of authority and power. Most of these people have been hidden in plain sight, remaining low key until it's time to step forward and make yourselves known. Okay, so a lot of the people are on YouTube, they are around, but they have small channels like mine. They have, they're not getting that many views, and this is by design. Okay, it's not necessarily that we designed it ourselves, but this is what the divine has chose to allow to happen, in order, because we needed to stay hidden for our protection, or we wouldn't have made it this far. Okay, so basically, this is what has been happening, is that a lot of those people who have been kept hidden in plain sight, who have been low key until this time, are getting ready to step forward to make yourselves known as who you are. These people are going to have a very dynamic and forceful um presence about them. Okay, they're going to carry a vision for the new earth, for humanity, that will create the foundation for the new earth. Okay, but basically, like me, y'all know that I had a dream. I saw the new earth. I saw it glowing with the corona around it, with the halo around it, with the crown. Okay, the crown of love and light that we are creating right now. I saw that in my dream. Okay, and so a lot of the light workers who are stepping into power, who are meant to, help create the new world, who have a vision for humanity, have been given a dream or a vision like that. Okay, and we are going to be stepping forward to lay the foundation for the new earth. That's, we all know inherently in our hearts that we are here to serve the people. We know this. Okay, and so if you are one of these people, then you already know who you are. It's time to take back control and dominion over our world as the anointed ones. Okay, it's time to activate the gifts that have been lying dormant within you. Okay, and your power as a master co-creator. A mass awakening is happening, okay, as we speak, and you are the ones in the forefront. Okay, more people are waking up and remembering who we are, and they are going to need um your again, your assistance, your guidance, your wisdom, your knowledge, your healing abilities. Okay, and you know who you are. You are healers, you are tarot readers, you are reiki masters, you know what I'm saying, you are mystic psychologists, you are, you know what I'm saying, you are motivational speakers, you're mediums, you know what I'm saying, you channel spirit in whatever way that you are channeling those higher dimensional energies and bringing them into this realm. You are a light worker, and you are helping to lay the foundation of the new earth. Okay, and so I'm going to leave you guys with that for tonight. Okay, I hope that if you got here late, that you do run back the playback, and for the people who will hear that late, hear the messages later, I do know that if you are led to this message, that it is for you. I do hope that you guys make decisions that are going to be beneficial for the collective. Okay, that are going to help begin to lay the foundation, the crystalline light structure of the new earth. Okay, with the new colors, with the new music, with the new art. Okay, with the new way of being, the new energies, the new heart centered love vibration, with the new adamantine particles that are just flowing in the air that we can breathe in, what we call prana, mana, okay? That which will sustain and provide us with everything and anything that we need, want, or desire if we allow it. So the awakening is happening right now, on schedule as it should. This is the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment, the golden age, where the children of light, the children of the sun, activate ourselves, activate our powers, reawaken, begin to remember who we are. Okay, it's a beautiful time. Okay, beautiful, magical, very extremely powerful. The sleeping gods are awakening, and again realizing that you have been both the dreamer and the dream. Okay, but now we are going to move from the perspective of being the dream, and we're going to move more into the higher realms where we are the dreamer and we are the scribe who is literally writing the screenplay of our lives. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean. Thank you, my 45th Goddess Evolution 2020, for sharing this time and space with me. Peace.